Good afternoon, magandang hapon, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. Today was supposed to be an episode, a DIY episode on replacing your carbon brushes on your drill. So what I did, I was having some problems with this drill right here, and we're going to talk about this a little bit more when we get into today's episode. But I didn't replace the carbon brushes because it wasn't a problem with the carbon brushes. Confused? Well, anyway, today's episode is not going to be about this. It's going to be about a box opening and installation and review of this Flexzilla extension cord. I already have one inside my garage down here, and it is a necessity, what I think is a necessity inside your home workshop. So we're going to get started with this in just a moment. Now, without further delay, let's get today's video underway. Probably saying to yourself, James, that was a confusing intro. Or you might be saying, James, you need a haircut. I know I need a haircut. This is my pandemic hairstyle of the year. We will get a haircut sooner or later. But the reason we're doing this is because we're not doing this over here. Let me just explain something to you. I did some drilling this morning. Let me grab my bracket. So I put about a bunch of these up around the house. I ordered these on Lazada. These are your standard tool mounting brackets, or if you have things like bicycles, or they come in different shapes, things to hang to organize. Let me show you the few things that I did this morning with these brackets. Now, the brackets I installed this morning are for my framing. I have some framing clamps here when I do cabinetry work, which we're going to be do cabinets because we don't have wardrobes yet here inside the house. So I have some things, and I needed some place to store them where they weren't leaning up against the wall or they weren't stuck anywhere. So I put these brackets in. I picked these brackets up on Lazada. I think they were around 150 pesos each, which was equivalent of about $3. Also, inside the generator room that we've been working on the generator videos over the last few episodes, I had enough to do one chair over here. I already pre-drilled for two more brackets over here and two more brackets over here. So I'll have three chairs here. I'll put one here and I'll put one back over here. But I just ordered some extra ones on Lazada. They were out of stock before, but they're back in stock now. So my entire intent of today's episode was to show you how to replace the carbon brushes inside your drill. The drill was getting hot. I didn't see sparks yet. Normally an indication of the carbon brushes going bad are sparks. But it was getting excessively hot, which could mean a malfunction with the motor. But it's cooled down now. I tested it out, and it's got a little fan. When it spins, it fans and it blows on the motor itself. And that's supposed to be what was keeping it cool. I might have been running it at too low of an RPM, and it didn't have enough fan speed to cool it off. So I put it all back together, and it seems to be working fine. So I'll use this to do the install. I inspected the brushes. Now, the brushes look something like this, and we're going to do this on another episode, I'm sure, because there will be something inside this house that needs brushes replaced. That's why I'm such a fan of tools that are called, they're brushless tools. But a lot of things in the Philippines you're going to find have brushes. Anyway, this is a carbon brush right here, and what this does is it provides the electricity input from right here that provides power to the motor that is spinning. And it spins around this little carbon brush, and over time, from all the spinning of the motor, it wears this thing down. And when it gets too far, the carbon's gone and it'll go to the metal, and it will cause sparks inside there, and it can be dangerous. It can actually burn up your tool. But today is not the day that we're going to do that, so we'll be doing that on another episode when one of my tools need brushes replacing. So today's episode is going to be about this, like I said in the intro this morning. I need to put in an extension cord because I do so much in this part of the garage. It has to do with tools and maintenance and electronics and everything. And what I like to have is an easy access to an extendable extension cord, a power cord, instead of plugging directly into the workbench, especially if I'm working on the vehicle, which is behind you, or anything in this area. I have an extension cord that I can pull around. Well, let's go ahead and do the box opening of this. We'll talk a little bit about this extension cord, and then we'll do an installation. Now this is a 50-foot cord, and it rolls up inside this housing here. And you plug the other end into your workbench or into a receptacle, a power switch inside your wall somewhere. And you can pull this out, and it has locks on it. So it gives you 50 feet of reach. And since it's a 14 gauge wire, this one is rated at 13 amps. You can get them, if you do more heavy duty stuff, you can get them rated up higher, maybe 15 or 20 amps, but normally they are shorter cords than the 50 foot. So let's go ahead and open this up, take a look at it. Alright, so pretty much everything you saw on the box cover is what you get in here. This is the cord. It's 50 foot of this cord. Now when it's plugged in, this will light up. It's like a little LED that's inside here that will light up. And I will tell you right now, it works on both 220 and 110, or 120 and 240. It's no problem. This is not voltage sensitive. This is the end that connects inside your receptacle, inside your service outlet receptacle in your wall, or on your workbench. Now, this has a little bracket right here. So this can be mounted just like this on the wall, where you can go back and forth like this, or you can mount it from the ceiling, which is what I normally do. And you can extend it or retract it just like this right here. So we're going to find a location that works the best inside our workspace here, and then we're going to install this. One other thing I'd like to show you, there is a breaker on here. So if you exceed the amperage or you get a short, this will pop out, and it's a safety precaution when you're working inside your workshop. Now, after careful consideration of where would be the best place to put this, where it's out of the way and it's not blocking anything, and I get the most use out of it, I come to the conclusion that this little nook right here, drilling into the ceiling, will be the best place for that. It will hang down a little bit, and the extension will hang down to right about this area right here. Notice my Canadian hat. Thank you very much, Gerard. He is our Canadian, going to be our Canadian neighbor here very soon, and he sent that to me as a gift way back when. Anyway, so we are going to install it right here. So basically it's just drill a couple of holes inside, put an anchor, put a bolt inside there, and use the mounting bracket on this right here to install. So let me go ahead and get that done, and we'll take a look and see how it works. Now I notice when you try to install this, it's very difficult to do it like this right here. Try to get up underneath here, get a bolt inside here, because you have no space inside here when you're trying to mount it vertically or to the wall. So what you can do, I already did, I pulled a screw out. There's a screw here and a screw here with a nut on the other side. What it does, it holds this little swivel in place right here. So when you pull this out on both sides, you can take this out, you can mount the bracket, then you can come back after you've mounted the bracket to your position on the wall or the ceiling, then you can go back and you can put this all back inside and then secure it again with this. It will make it very easy for your installation. Okay, well, installation done. The Flexzilla cord reel is installed. It's mounted to the ceiling. I got to tell you, if you are doing any work in concrete or anything, steel, concrete, even wood, make sure if you're drilling overhead, you wear your safety goggles, safety glasses. I have some inside my desk drawer, and I use for this project right here. Protect those eyes. You just can't use these plain glasses. They don't always work. Sometimes things get around. Safety first. So anyway, everything's installed. Let's take a closer look, and then we'll close for today's episode. As you can see, it's installed. The mounting bracket fit just as I thought. It was very nice being able to take the end pieces out, mount the small mounting hardware bracket, and then putting them back in. I had no problem with a small Phillips screwdriver going through and connecting to the nut on the other side. What this is a little different from the other Flexzilla. I have an older model. The older model doesn't have a power indicator light like this one does right here. I like that. Also, if you don't like this long dangling cord right here, what you can do is you can take this section right here. Let me get it to lock in place. Okay, it's locked in place. Now what you can do is you can take this little ball right here, and it has a couple of screws. you can loosen the screw up and you can move the ball a little bit further down. So you really only have about this much hanging out. And that's what I'll do later. So basically it will just, you pull down a little bit, the little ratchet will start with the pulley and put it back inside the case, and it is conveniently out of the way. No need to wind up and take all the manual time to roll up your extension cord. Very easy right here. Like I said, we'll take this and we'll move it up a little higher where it sticks out about here and doesn't block our friendly Canadian hat over here sitting on top of the speaker. Now, something else I needed to show you, it doesn't have a real long extension cord that goes from the main unit to where it plugs into a wall somewhere. So what I am planning on doing, I am planning on getting about a 5 foot or maybe a 2 meter small extension cord and hiding this. This will be hidden back behind the workbench right here. We'll plug it into the wall down here, and we'll use another one of these smart switches just like this. So if I need to use the extension cord, I don't need to leave it on all the time. I can just contact Alexa and I can tell Alexa, go ahead and turn on the power to that little smart plug there to power this up right here, and it'll look a little bit neater. I knew it was going to be a little bit short. I measured it, but that was the place, and I think you have to admit that is a perfect location. If we back up, you can see it's inconspicuous with my workshop right here, and I can pull this out, and if I need to work on the vehicle or anything in this area right here, I won't have any problem. It'll be a good addition to the workshop. All right, well, it is time to relax for the night. That project is done and out of the way, and I'm really happy. I really like having the ability to have an extension cord that's easy to get to, easy to roll up. Now, you gotta admit, you probably don't see a lot of vlogs out there, a lot of DIY vlogs, where somebody starts and they plan on doing one thing, and then right in the middle of the video they show you something else, like we did here today. We kind of do sort of like reality TV kind of episodes here, because life isn't perfect. I know people set up shows, and the shows are set up where they know they're going to be working on a certain thing, and then they edit out all the mistakes. We don't do that here because life is full of mistakes, and it's good to see those mistakes so that maybe you can avoid them yourself. Now, I heard the alarm going upstairs. The alarm is a reminder that dinner is about ready, so I need to get a quick shower because I am covered with concrete from the ceiling inside there. Well, let me go ahead and get that, have dinner, and then we're going to come back down to the basement down here and relax, watch a movie for the night. Now, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And if you did enjoy today's episode, please give me a thumbs up. Please share. And if you have not subscribed, just click on that little MPID dream heart in the bottom right hand side of your screen. You'll be subscribed and you'll be notified the next time I upload a new video. So until such time, from here in the Philippines, you have a wonderful and blessed day. If you enjoyed today's episode and you would like to see more just like these, just click on one of the helpful links over to your right and you might be able to pick up on some good information on DIY projects, how to, or if you are interested in moving to the Philippines and building, you'll find answers there as well.